Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something pretty fascinating. TL Draw. It started as a digital whiteboard, but now with AI, it's becoming, well, something much more. Our mission today is to unpack this evolution for you. How does this simple canvas go from sketching to actually building apps, making images, running AI workflows? Think of this as your sort of fast track to understanding where creative AI tools are really going.
Yeah, it's genuinely surprising. You have this tool, Teal Draw, that feels familiar, like a basic whiteboard, right?
Mhm.
And then suddenly it's doing all this advanced AI stuff. We're going to hit some real aha
Hmm.
moments today, I think. The potential is pretty mind-blowing.
Okay, so let's lay the groundwork. For anyone listening who hasn't used it, what is TL Draw fundamentally?
Right. So TLDraw.com is basically a free whiteboard you can use online
Mm,
for drawing, diagrams, slides, collaborating. Very intuitive.
simple enough.
But then, and this is key, there's tlddraw.dev. That's the SDK, the software development kit. That's the part for developers or anyone really who wants to build on top of TLDraw to make their own custom tools using that canvas. So it's both an app and a platform.
And technically speaking, it's not like super complex under the hood, is it? I heard it's quite accessible.
Exactly. They say it's built with just normal web stuff, React, standard web technologies. What makes it special beyond that are these really smart design details, like arrows that stick to shapes perfectly when you move them,
Oh, right.
or boxes where the corners stay put when you resize. Little things that just make it a really solid, usable canvas.
And one thing that really caught my eye was its ability to embed other web apps inside the canvas. That sounds different. What does that allow?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can literally drag in a YouTube video and it plays right there. Or a code sandbox, so you can edit and run code on the whiteboard. Figma Designs, Excalidraw, even another TealDraw instance inside itself.
Whoa, canvases within canvases.
Exactly. So it stops being just a static drawing board and becomes this like interactive workspace where different tools can live together.
Okay, that sets the stage. Now let's get into the AI. The first big splash was Make Real, wasn't it? Turning drawings into actual software sounds almost like magic. How does that work?
It kind of feels like it.
Mm-hmm.
The idea came from seeing people already sketching out app interfaces and diagrams on TealDraw. So the team thought, hey, what if we could just make these real? And then when models like GPT-4 with Vision came out, models that can understand images, they had their chance. They could basically send a picture of your drawing to the AI and say, okay, act like a web developer, build this.
Just like that, from a rough sketch.
Pretty much. The AI would generate the code HTML, CSS, JavaScript to create a working prototype of what you drew. It was pretty revolutionary when it dropped.
So it spits out a website, is that it? Or can you refine it?
Oh yeah, that's the clever part. The generated website appears back on the canvas. So you can draw on top of it, make notes, say change this button to blue, or make this text bigger.
Mm.
And that annotation becomes the next prompt you send back to the AI.
Ah, so it's iterative. You can keep tweaking it with visual feedback.
Exactly. They even told stories about using it to fix bugs in the generated code. You'd literally screenshot the bug, draw an arrow, send it back, and say, fix this.
That's incredible, like having an AI coding partner right there.
Right. It really was one of the first tools, this was late 2023, that let people who, couldn't code actually start building software. It lowers the barrier significantly. It really shifted things,
Mhm.
making creation accessible to way more people. Ideas that were stuck as sketches could suddenly become real prototypes.
A huge democratizing step. Okay, so from making things real, let's talk about making things fast. Draw fast. This sounds like real-time image generation.
Yeah, Drawfast uses these things called latent consistency models.
Yeah.
Fancy name, but the point is they're incredibly fast AI image generators.
Yeah.
So fast that as you're drawing, sketching shapes or lines, an AI-generated image appears and updates practically in real time based on your drawing and a text prompt.
Wow, okay, so instant visual feedback as you draw.
Precisely. You draw a rough cat, type photorealistic cat, and boom, there it is, changing as you adjust your lines. And then, if you like the result, you can flatten it. That basically turns the AI image into a regular object on the canvas that you can move, resize, rotate, just like anything else you drew.
So it integrates seamlessly back into the drawing.
Yep. Great for quick visual brainstorming or concept art.
All right, Make Real turns drawings into apps. Draw Fast makes images instantly. But then came TLDraw.computer. This feels like a whole different level. A computer on a canvas? What does that even mean?
Yeah, this one's a bit mind-bending, but super powerful. Imagine your canvas has these little blocks, like components in a diagram. Each block takes some input, does something, and produces an output. Maybe one block writes a script, The next generates audio from it. Another finds an image.
Okay, like a visual workflow tool.
Sort of, but here's the twist. The actual execution, the doing something part inside the block, isn't traditional code. It's handled by a large language model like Gemini. This allows for what they call nonlinear thinking. The computer can interpret instructions much more like a human would, using context and language.
Non-linear thinking. Can you give an example? You mentioned something about an octopus.
Right, that was a great demo. You could have a block that's supposed to add up its inputs.
Yeah.
You feed it numbers like 2 and 11, but you also feed it the word octopus. Instead of crashing or giving an error, the language model is prompted to figure it out. It might infer, okay, octopus, 8 arms, and output the sum as 21.
It reasons about the input.
Exactly. It's using its language understanding to interpret ambiguous or non-standard inputs. This was built with Google, using their Gemini models,
Right.
1.5 and Flash.
That opens up some wild possibilities. What else can it do?
Well, you can build quite complex systems, machines with loops that run continuously. Like one example was a process that generates random pop song ideas, uses another block to check if the song's about love, sorts them, and feeds results back into the loop.
Wow.
It's great for multi-stage prompting, where the output of one AI step feeds into the next, or for decision analysis. And it can handle asynchronous stuff, too. Imagine setting up a workflow that analyzes sentiment in your emails, then waits for you to text it in OK before it proceeds with the next step. It can manage these long-running interactive processes.
That feels very different from normal programming.
It is. The whole idea, the philosophy behind it, is to create, and I love this quote, a computer that works the way that I thought a computer worked before I knew how a computer works.
Yeah.
You just tell it what you want done, how to handle the results, using natural language and connections, and it figures out the logic.
Mind blown. Okay, one more AI aspect. Teach. This sounds like the AI is actually collaborating with you on the canvas.
Yeah, this leverages the fact that TiddleDraw is so hackable with its SDK, it can integrate with other AI tools really nicely. So you can have an AI model, they use Claude for some examples, actually generate shapes and diagrams directly onto your canvas. But crucially, it doesn't just paint pixels like an image generator. It outputs essentially text instructions that TiddleDraw understands. Create a rectangle here, put text hello inside it, draw an arrow to this other circle.
Ah, so it's creating structured data, actual TiddleDraw shapes.
Exactly. Which means you can then edit them. If the AI draws a flowchart, you can move the boxes around, change the text. It's not a flat image. The example you mentioned was asking the AI to draw a cat, and it does, using two Laura shapes.
Yeah.
Then you ask it, make the cat blow out a candle, and it adds smoke shapes. It's generating editable vector content, not just pixels.
So you're truly working with the AI back and forth on the same object?
Precisely. Becomes a creative partner right there on your canvas.
Okay, we've covered make real, draw fast, TiddleDraw.computer, teach. Pulling it all together, what's the big takeaway here? What does this whole TiddleDraw journey signify?
I think the core message is the power of this open, hackable canvas combined with the SDK. It lets people build, well, all sorts of crazy, innovative stuff on top of it. We're already seeing companies like Observables use it for complex data viz, or individuals like Grant Cott creating these amazing liquid simulations controlled via TiddleDraw. And the TiddleDraw team themselves are pretty open that they feel like they're not even scratching the surface yet. There's so much more potential in this visual AI-driven interface paradigm.
It feels very experimental in a good way.
Definitely. They have this funny saying, shitty but amazing is definitely on brand for TiddleDraw, which sounds bad, but it captures that spirit of rapidly prototyping wild ideas. Get something working, even if it's rough, learn from it, iterate. That's how you find the breakthroughs.
Yeah, it underscores that excitement, that sense that anyone can jump in and start building things, experimenting with this tech. It feels very empowering. So we've really seen TiddleDraw go from, a humble digital whiteboard to this incredibly potent AI platform, making drawings real, generating images instantly, becoming a new kind of computer, collaborating with AI. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a simple tool like a whiteboard can undergo this kind of transformation, what other tools that we use every day might be next? And maybe more importantly, how does this change how all of us create, think, and interact with technology down the road? Definitely check out TiddleDraw.com, and if you're curious about the building blocks, TiddleDraw.dev. It's pretty eye-opening stuff to see in action.